Welcome. I'm Blake Novotny, photography teacher at Highland Park High School. The number one step that we have to do before loading our film onto the reels, putting it into a canister, and working on it in the bag is to gather all of the materials. As far as what we need, we definitely need a pair of scissors. In order to open up the canister, we need to have a can opener of some sort. It could be a traditional can opener or one for film like this. We need to have a canister. We need to have a post for the canister. We will need 2 reels and a top for the canister. And most importantly, we will need film. This should be film that you've shot already. And you're going to work with that. You can do 2 rolls of film, or you can just do 1 roll of film. Each roll will go on to one of the reels. After we have everything gathered up, we want to take everything and put it into our bag. This bag here will prevent light from coming into it. So I like to carefully take everything, open up both sides of the bag, and place everything in. I like to place the scissors, the opener, and the film in one spot, and then the reels and the top post and the canister on the other side, so that I know what I'm working with here and I know what I'm working with here. Okay, you'll notice that I actually have everything back out of the bag. All of what I'm showing you now needs to take place in the bag, but I just simply can't show you in the bag. So disclaimer, this all takes place inside of the black bag. So the first step now, once everything's in the bag, we have all the materials prepared, is to cut the, open the film, open the top off the film. You can see we have a roll of film here. A lot of times I like to write my name on it so that we know. We're going to take the opener here, using our thumb on the back side, and then using the top of the film here, we place these 2 prongs here. And I always tell, it feels like you're going to break it. You're doing something wrong, and that's what you're supposed to be doing. Again, this has to take place inside of the black bag. So thumb pressed down, this across the top, and really got to break so that that ring comes off. You may have to switch to the other side and break it like that. Okay? Now I obviously understand I'm exposing my film right now because this is just a demonstration. But there it is, and again that should be taking place inside the black bag. The next step for us is to feel this and find the tab that's here. The tab here, you can see that this is slightly different than the rest of the film, and we would need to cut this tab. And so I'm going to take my scissors, I'll hold it here across and make sure I cut horizontally like this to cut the tab off. So the next step in the process is to hold the film out and get it onto one of these reels. The reels, you'll notice, will have 2 flat teeth here and 2 rounded teeth here at the top. The 2 rounded teeth, you need to make sure they have a small ball bearing there, otherwise it won't actually pull the film across. So what I like to do is I like to take this into my left hand, make sure that these 2 teeth are nicely aligned here. Okay, and then in my right hand I like to kind of just let the film out a little bit, but not too much, and with my fingers kind of stiffen the film, push it through this side, so through the flat side, until it engages with the ball bearings. Sometimes you have to give it a little tug with the pinchers on this side. As soon as you feel that it's into there, you can start to knock these back and forth and slightly let this fall. This won't fall too much because of the tension. And when you do this, it's going to concentrically wind that film onto the reel until you get to the very end where the film is attached to the back end of the reel. And then you can simply use the scissors to cut that plastic spool off. So we're getting close. It's about 25 clicks to 30 clicks. You figure a click a picture, or a little bit more, or a little more than a picture per click. So at the end there you can see there's like white tape, and it's taped to that, and I simply can cut this off. I don't need to, in that case, worry about the white tape being in there. It's not a problem if that gets through the developing process. So this reel is complete. If I had a second roll of film at that point, I would want to take the top off of this, pull it out, cut the tab, and then load it onto my second reel. However, I'm just going to put one roll of film in, but I still recommend that you put 2 reels in so that the empty reel would go on top like that, and your developing would happen down here, and this reel would help to hold that reel down to the bottom. Now that I have the film on the reel and I have an empty reel, I'm going to use my column or my post, and I'm going to place the base of the post, the base, downward, the first roll of film on, and the second empty reel with no film on top of that. At this point, I'm ready to put this into the canister, so I'll make sure the base of this goes down inside of the canister. I don't have any need for any of the film anymore, the scissors, or the opener. I just want to make sure that I have film in, empty reel on top, post in, base down. Now I'm going to thread the top. It's important to make sure that this gets threaded quite well, like this, righty-tighty, lefty-loosey. And you do want to make sure this gets put on fairly tight, just like that. And then I think you're ready to move on. I say take a second and double check all of that before you open these bags. Now when you open this up, obviously you should have everything in there all set. This should be contained, and then you want to empty out all of your old stuff here. So any of the garbage or any of the extra clippings you can remove from there. Now your canister out of the bag is all set and you're ready to go. The next thing I would suggest is that you label the canister. Okay, here I am. I'm going to put my name on the outside of this, and I am all ready to